Okay, so today we're going to talk about the moon phases, and we're going to create a notes page that has the moon phases listed in order with a picture of them. And then we're going to talk about 3 different diagrams where we will show a sun, earth, moon model with the moon going around the earth, showing the correct moon phases. So first we're going to start out with our new moon. This is always the first phase that we see in the cycle. And then we have a waxing crescent. And then a first quarter, a waxing gibbous, and then a full moon. So in the waxing phases, you'll notice that the light on the moon is increasing as we move through those waxing phases all the way till we get to the new moon. And then after we hit the new moon, the light is going to start shrinking. It's going to start to disappear. And so we start with a waning gibbous. And then that light is going to shrink a little bit more and be a third quarter. And then it's going to shrink a little bit more, and it will be a waning crescent. And then it will go all the way back to the new moon at the top. And so at the very bottom it says the moon phases happen because, and our moon phases happen because the moon revolves around the earth. So because the moon revolves around the earth, we see different moon phases depending on how the sun is shining on the moon. Okay, so the sun is illuminating the moon, and we're going to see certain parts of it being illuminated because of its position with the earth and the sun. Okay, so now we're going to come over here and we're going to look at this top diagram right up here. And we see that we have the sun, and the sun is going to be over here. And then right here we have the earth, and then we show that we have 8 half-lit moon phases. And so what we see here is that the earth is half lit on the side where the sun is at, and that's how we can tell that the sun is over there, because the lit part of the earth is experiencing daytime and the dark part on the earth is experiencing nighttime, because the sun is not on that side. And then we see 8 half-lit moon phases, and so this is what we would see from the perspective from above the North Pole. So we're really going to ignore these half-lit moon phases, and we're going to go over to the moon phases that are not filled in, and we're going to create a complete sun, earth, moon model. So we always start with the new moon, and the new moon goes between the sun and the earth, and I'm just going to abbreviate, you can as well, and we're going to go counterclockwise around the earth. So we will have a waxing crescent, a first quarter, a waxing gibbous, a full moon, then we will have a waning gibbous, a third quarter, and then a waning crescent. Okay, so that's what a complete sun, earth, moon model is going to look like. And so then we have another diagram, but we notice that the sun is on the other side. So the sun is coming from over here, and when we look at a diagram of the sun and the earth and the moon, the sun really can be in any position. So what we really need to focus on is where the sun is at And then we need to put the new moon between the sun and the earth, because the new moon is always going to be located between the sun and the earth. And you'll notice that this particular diagram does not have the 8 moon phases already drawn around the earth. So we're going to go ahead and draw those. And I just draw the main 4 phases first, and then I'll fill in 4 more phases between them so that I can ensure that I have equal spacing going all the way around. And then we're going to continue to go counterclockwise. So we have a waxing crescent, a first quarter, a waxing gibbous, a full moon, a waning gibbous, a third quarter, and then a waning crescent. Okay, so we have one more diagram that we're going to look at, and the sun is coming from this top position. So I want you to turn your paper so that the sun is on the right-hand side, just like what we see in that second diagram. And then we're going to go around and we're going to draw the moon phases, just like we did previously. I'm going to put my 8 phases going around. And then I'm going to go counterclockwise. So the new moon goes between the sun and the earth. Then we have a waxing crescent, a first quarter, a waxing gibbous, a full moon, a waning gibbous, a third quarter, and then a waning crescent. So anytime the sun is coming from a different position that's not left or right, we're just going to merely flip our paper around so that it is on the right hand side or the left hand side. We're going to draw our 8 moon phases, and then we're going to go around counterclockwise with the new moon between the sun and the earth. Okay, so this is everything that we have for this particular notes page. I'm going to pause this video, and then we're going to look at our moon phase practice that we have today. Okay, so now you're going to use your moon phase notes page, and we're going to use that to complete this moon phase practice. And so I am going to model for you this particular question down here. And so you'll see that we have the sun, the earth, and the moon, and we want to figure out which moon phase is shown. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw all 8 moon phases around the earth. And then we don't have to shade these in, but I do want you to label each one. So we have the new moon. We're going to go around counterclockwise. So we have waxing crescent, first quarter, waxing gibbous, full moon, waning gibbous, third quarter, and then waning crescent. Okay, so the particular moon phase that we have shown is a waning gibbous, and so right here in this box I'm going to just write waning gibbous. And I'm going to do that for each one of these diagrams. If you read the instructions, you'll notice that it says each phase is only used once. So I have 8 questions. There are 8 phases, and I'm only going to use each one time. Okay, so if you have any questions, let us know.